Donald Trump chose to take his first trip as president in his second term to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. This is not an accident, and it's actually revealing about what Donald Trump sort of values and cares about. So on Tuesday, he was in Saudi Arabia, and I just want to read you a few descriptions of how he was welcomed. Here's the New York Times. Saudi Arabia gave President Trump a lavish welcome on Tuesday, rolling out an honor guard, a team of Arabian horses, and a delegation of royals and business leaders to kick off the president's 4-day tour through the Gulf. Pretty nice. Then there is this from Playbook, Politico. Trump was greeted off Air Force One by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and the two will spend most of the day together. He was escorted through the skies by 6 Saudi F-15 planes, and his formal state visit has begun with a grand ceremony in the Saudi royal court with its 30-foot ceilings and polished marble floors. So it is obviously telling that Donald Trump chose to make his first trip to these Gulf states, even as it was revealed that one of these 3 Gulf states, Qatar, is making a gift to Trump of a $400 million 747 to replace the Air Force One planes that are a bit out of date, and that he will get to keep because it will transfer over to his presidential library when he leaves office. So the 2 things that I think you need to take from this about why Donald Trump loves the Gulf states is this: unlimited money and unlimited pomp and circumstance. Okay, so obviously these countries with their oil reserves have basically unlimited money. Everything is top of the line. There are Arabian horses. He is greeted by F-15s as he flies in. Everything is opulence and wealth. And remember, Donald Trump loves that. One of the things he really values, he thinks being wealthy is the surest sign of success, that you are a good person if you are wealthy because you have succeeded. He surrounds himself with wealthy people. Remember, in his own administration, he's got, Steve Witkoff, other folks who have succeeded in business. He believes those people are absolutely critical to him because they must be smart and they must be good because they are, in fact, rich. Well, the wealth of the Gulf states is beyond almost any potential wealth. I mean, these are countries with unlimited amounts of money, and he's drawn to that, I think, in a real and fundamental way. The other thing is the pomp. So he loves a good show, right? Trump loves... Remember when he went to France and they did the military parade and he thought, well, this is amazing, and now we're going to have a military parade this summer to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Army and Donald Trump's birthday? So the pomp draws him too. Big, high-ceilinged rooms, very fancy welcomes, great food, elaborate decor, right? And remember, this is a guy who is putting and brags about the fact that he has 24 karat gold lining the Oval Office that he's put in. This is a guy who made his name as a hotelier by making everything gold plated, right? By making the rooms cost $700 or $800 a night. The show and the pomp is a lot of what he thinks is critically important. So it's money and pomp that drives him. And I want to explain a little bit more about all this and why it matters in one sec. But what I want to do before that is make a pitch for you to subscribe to this here channel. And the main reason is because it's free. It's easy. You just hit that subscribe button. Why subscribe to me over other political content out there? I'm going to give you 2 reasons, both having to do with the word independent. I am independent from big media companies, which means I'm not owned by a billionaire and I'm not owned and controlled by a massive media conglomerate. Just me making videos, making content, giving you my honest opinion. So independent in that way, but also independent from the Republican Party or the Democratic Party. I spent more than 20 years working in mainstream media for CNN and the Washington Post. I have taken that training and brought it to my career as an independent news creator. I'm always going to call balls and strikes no matter what uniform the batter at the plate is wearing, and I hope that convinces you to subscribe. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about why the Gulf states are so appealing to Donald Trump. So as I said, unlimited money and the pomp and circumstance that they really roll out the proverbial and literal red carpet for him. I want to quote, I mentioned Playbook, Politico's morning product earlier, and I want to quote something because I think they nailed it here. They said this. So here's the thing. Trump loves this stuff, really loves it. White House aides say these grand regal ceremonies are a key part of the appeal of Middle Eastern trips, along with the chance to unveil some big ticket investment deals. Trump loves the red carpet welcomes. He loves the state dinner toasts. He loves being with royalty. For him, it's part of the point. I think that nails it, right? Donald Trump views himself as a great man of history. He views himself as someone who should traffic and move only in the most elite of circles. And he views the royal families of these Gulf states, again, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE, as the kind of examples, the prime examples of what the kind of crowds he should be in, the kind of rooms he should sleep in, the kind of ways he should be welcomed. This is who he has always aspired to be, right? Wealthy people look at the Gulf states and say, man, look at that wealth. That's unlimited. They aspire to that. Now, what I would say is, yes, Trump is drawn to the money. Yes, Trump is drawn to the pomp and circumstance. Yes, he is drawn to feeling like he can rub shoulders with kings and queens. He doesn't appear to be particularly concerned about the fact that, for example, the man who greeted him at the Saudi airport, Mohammed bin Salman, has been implicated in the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, an American journalist. He doesn't seem to be concerned about the fact that the Qataris are accused of funding Hamas. He doesn't seem to care as much about those things because he loves the show. He loves the wealth. He loves the company. And yes, he does love that wealth allows him to cut deals, to make investments. All of these Gulf states are going to announce massive investments in the United States. And by the way, in some firms that Donald Trump's family has a vested interest in over the next 4 days. And again, this is how these countries do it. There is an element of sort of they're washing their money and they're washing their ethical questions, and that's to put it nicely, with their money. They are doling out money everywhere. They are rolling out the red carpet for all of these people because they know that in doing that, they endear themselves to folks like Donald Trump, and those folks are then willing to look over some of the human rights questions, some of the ethical questions that involve where they are spending their money and what they want from it, including, by the way, giving Donald Trump a $400 million plane for his use both in office and once he leaves office. So he is uniquely susceptible to this sort of appeal that the Gulf states use because he's so drawn to money, to showy things, to gold, to 30-foot ceilings, to Arabian horses, to red carpets, to fancy dinners, to royalty. All of that speaks to who he wants to be, has always wanted to be, has always believed he should be. And that's, I think, why you see this in his first trip. They have the money to spend, so he can come back and say they're spending $1 trillion, and they are the kind of people that he likes to associate with. So it's a double whammy for him. Donald Trump views himself as American royalty. What better way? And his family is American royalty. What better way to confer that royalty than to spend time with actual kings who have unlimited money to spend on projects that may benefit the United States, but definitely will benefit the Trump family. All right, that's it from me today. As I mentioned earlier, I hope that you consider subscribing, independent from big media companies, independent from the two parties, bringing you the truth and nothing but the truth, calling balls and strikes no matter what the uniform the batter at the plate is wearing. A couple other things you can do. You can like and comment on this video. Like is easy, just hit the thumbs up. Comment if you have a thought. Both of those things help me via the YouTube algorithm get more of my content out to more people who don't subscribe. And I think the more people who see it, the more people who will want to subscribe. So if you can help me there, I'd appreciate it. And then do it the old-fashioned way too. Tell a person or two or 10 about what I'm doing here. 8 videos a week, as well as a live stream every Friday, 2 videos every single day. Independent, honest, authentic, transparent. That's what I pledge to you. So tell a few people, say, hey, this guy Chris Cillizza is doing these videos. I think you might want to check it out. And it's free to subscribe. All right, everyone. Take care.